Stephen, hi.
Hi there.
Pleasure to meet you. We're rolling, so... yeah, you've been working on Storm Corrosion with Mikael. You're both known to be passionate record collectors. Who has the most impressive collection?
Oh, him, by a long way. Because he's a vinyl fanatic. I'm just someone who, I mean, like he will, for example, collect like multiple copies of the same record. I think he's got like about 12 copies of, say, the White Album, for example, because they've all got separate numbers, they're all numbered, so he's got like, I think the lowest number he's got like 500 or something, which he paid like a stupid amount of money. No, he's a real collector in that sense. I collect music, but I would never collect multiple copies of the same record. And also I like CDs too, and he's very much focused on vinyl. I think he must have thousands and thousands of records now, whereas I've only got a couple of thousand. Vinyl, I've only got a couple of thousand.
Only a couple of thousand.
Well, I know only a couple of thousand. Compared to him, it's a small collection, but I have something like 7,000 or 8,000 CDs as well. I don't know how many he's got. Maybe even he doesn't know how many he's got.
Does he have something that you're sort of jealous of?
Well, his whole collection.
His whole collection.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have a collection like that, but it's a lifetime's work, you know, and the problem is that like a lot of people, I gave away most of my vinyl in the 90s because I thought I was never going to play it again and regretted it terribly, as most people did. So I only really started collecting vinyl again about 4 or 5 years ago.
Can you name one piece of vinyl that you really regret the most? One single piece that you put away?
Well, getting rid of, probably the first record I ever bought, because although I can easily replace it, it's something sentimental about the first piece of vinyl that you bought, and it was my original copy of an album, which is really easy to get. It's really cheap on vinyl. It's Out of the Blue by the Electric Light Orchestra, which I still love that record, and it was the first record I ever used my own money to pay for. It would have been about 1978. I was like 10 years old, and I bought it on blue vinyl. And that, I don't know if you know, that record has like all sorts of things. It has like a spaceship you can build. It has all the kind. For me, it's like a classic example of why vinyl still feels something much more to treasure and something more tangible and something more physical than a CD, because you had all these kind of lyric sheets and posters and the spaceship and the gatefold sleeve. And it was a double album, so it was 4 sides of vinyl. It felt like you bought a treasure.
It feels like heavy heads.
It was heavy. I mean, literally it was heavy, you know, because it was 2 pieces of vinyl, a gatefold sleeve, and all this other stuff. And it was a, you know, whether you like the artwork or not, it was a beautiful piece of art for me. And so in a way, I regret most of all that the first record I ever bought is somehow lost somewhere. Someone has it somewhere, I guess.
If they know it was yours, maybe they could sell it on eBay for
more. They probably could. They could sell it back to me. Name your price,
yeah, just if you compare the 2 collections, where's the biggest overlap between the 2 of you?
Well, not metal, because I don't listen to metal at all. He has a lot of metal, which I'm not interested in metal. I mean, he grew up with metal, so he has a lot. I grew up with a lot of progressive music, and he has kind of gone back and discovered progressive music. So I think it's probably safe to say that the most common area, probably in terms of era, would be 70 to 73, that kind of period of time. There's a lot of albums that we've kind of used as reference points for Storm Corrosion. Not a lot, actually, but a small group of records. Comus, the Comus record, First Utterance, the first David Crosby solo album, If I Could Only Remember My Name, which Mikael didn't know, but I played it to him very early on in the sessions, and he totally fell in love with it, as indeed I was. An amazing record. Some of the early 70s krautrock albums, artists like Popol Vuh, the soundtracks to a lot of the Werner Herzog films. We basically stole a big chunk of one of the tracks from soundtrack to a movie called Aguirre, The Wrath of God. So there were certain reference points, I think, but they all come from that window, I think, 70 to 75, I would say.